One good day. This is Dr. John Bennett, televising for Neurosurgical TV from Miami. Today we have the pleasure of having Dariusz Lawka. He's a neurosurgeon from Poland who's recently had experience with the ultra-modern Kinevo 900 robotic assistive microscope. And he's going to tell us about his experience, not only with that, but with his experience with microscope from the very start. Also, we're joined by a couple of medical students. Let's introduce them first before we turn it over to Dariusz. Hello, Slaven.
Hello, everyone. My name is Slaven Gojkovic. I'm a medical student in my senior years in Zagreb University, and I'm extremely interested in neurosurgery and this presentation of today. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and he's a budding neurosurgeon. Hello, Marcos, another budding neurosurgeon. Hello, Marcos. Can you mute, please? Okay. Go ahead, Marcos.
I'm from Bolivia, and thank you for the invitation.
Okay, Marcos, welcome. Okay, Dariusz, welcome, and it's all yours. Okay, but let me ask you some questions first, Dariusz. First, thank you for coming. You just left a surgery to do this. Why don't you start by talking about your experience with the microscope from the very start of your career, and then just kind of go through the evolution of the microscope in the neurosurgical suite. And welcome.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to join you. It's true. I am the neurosurgeon for 25 years, and the history of micro neurosurgery is 50 years. This year is a 50 anniversary. I've heard that Gazi Yaşargil in Istanbul has got a very nice presentation because of this anniversary. He is a man who have introduced microscope to the neurosurgery and made this revolution. As I told you, the first microscope I have used was Zeiss NC20. It was a very simple microscope, having no computer at all, and it has got a very nice optic. Everyone was very happy to work with it. The next microscope was Pentero. I suppose that Zeiss Pentero 900 is one of the most worldwide famous microscopes nowadays. And in April this year, during the WANS meeting in Los Angeles, the new operative microscope from Zeiss was officially launched. It will be probably the successor of Pentero. Its name is Kinevo. The manufacturer calls it robotic visualization system. So it isn't a simple microscope. It differs from standard microscope. I suppose the main difference is that it is equipped with a system of computer-controlled engines, electric engines in the stand, what enables this machine to remember and then during your surgery to restore the position in the space during the surgery. So you can, during your surgery, choose several points of interest and mark them, remember them, and then moving from one point to another point, you can continue your surgery without interruption. Another interesting and useful tool in this machine is so-called Cuevo. It is a kind of micro endoscope. They called it micro inspection tool. It's a kind of endoscope, really. You can put it inside your operating field, and you can obtain some pictures, two-dimensional pictures, in your binoculars, so you can expand the line of sight, and you can have a help to eliminate some, I say, blind spots in your operating field. For instance, when you are putting your clip over the neck of the aneurysm, you can check are there any perforators behind the sac of the aneurysm. So you can explore some places which can't be visualized with your microscope. As I told you, my experience with this robotic system isn't very big because there are only 3 surgeries. So I'm not the expert. I personally operated during last week some aneurysm cases, one MCA aneurysm, one ACOA aneurysm, and today, just a few minutes ago, one left ophthalmic aneurysm reached from the opposite side. So my experience isn't great. I'm waiting for some surgeries next week. It will be 2 more surgeries, and I think that in neuro-oncology, the features of this equipment could be checked better. I'm very happy that here in the Department of Neurosurgery in Opole, Poland, as you know, it is the south of Poland. We are the first Polish neurosurgeons to have the opportunity to test this system, and I suppose we are also the first to test it in this part of Europe. So the manufacturer told me that there were 50 systems already produced, but only one has been sold in the world. So it's something really very fresh.
Darius, what is the advantage of this new microscope? Could you please spell out what you think are the advantages of it compared to the latest model?
Mm-hmm. It is of course more sophisticated because the computer is stronger, so everything is quicker. There's also two very nice high resolution screens. One of this screen enable you to observe the surgery using 3D glasses. So it is very pleasant machine for observers. According to the surgeon, as I told you, the main feature is the possibility to remember and restore points of interest during your surgery, because robot has the possibility to remember the place in the space. So you can tell him, this is the place of my interest, and then remove from this place, and then tell him, come back. And it is a very fast option.
Well, you know, you said something, Darius, very interesting to me, the observational assets of the microscope, because as you know, as I mentioned before the show, I'm going to Nepal next week to be with Juha Hernasniemi, and we hope to televise a lot of events. And he, as you know, he's a big video person. He's made thousands of videos.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be interested in the observational assets of the Caneva 900.
Yeah, I'm sure, and it gives you the possibility to create 4K movies, so very high resolution. He will be happy with this feature.
Yeah, well, we hope to bring him on the screen with you to talk about it, and discuss your surgeries, etc. Slaven, he's a very prescient medical student. Slaven, do you have any comments or questions for Darius?
Of course I have. Well, I wanted to say that just last week when I saw your post on Facebook where you very nicely posted that you had the experience of performing a surgery of aneurysm under this microscope, I posted in my student group, which is called Roton Cranial Anatomy and Surgical Approaches, which I'm leading in Zagreb, about a question which came into my mind. And I would like to hear your opinion about it. Is this microscope really a big scale revolution in neurosurgery or just a step forward? Because as I saw the presentation in Los Angeles and some comments by Professor Lawton and others, it seems that it's quite hard for me without much experience or any experience to determine, is this a giant leap at the 50th anniversary of microsurgery and neurosurgery, or is it just some improvement? So I would like to hear your comments about this, if I can. Thank you.
I'm sure that it isn't a revolution. The revolution was the introduction of the microscope to the neurosurgery 50 years ago. It was the real revolution. And now it is just a small step forward. Just something to enable you some more features to make your surgery easier, It is the role of technology, but it isn't a revolution. The revolution is microscopic introduction by Yashar Gill 50 years ago.
And also, may I ask you about there was many neurosurgeons are saying that the most important feature of a microscope is the ability to see three-dimensionally.
Yeah.
Microscopes offer this. Is this any improvement in this microscope? What are your comments, please?
Yes, of course. It is the difference between the microscope and endoscope. Using microscope, you've got the three-dimensional vision, and it is something I suppose most important for neurosurgeon. You know, neurosurgeon is a person with a very good neurosurgeon. Is a person with is a person who can observe three-dimensionally pathologies. You have to have very good imagination, 3D imagination, and the microscope allows you to confirm your imagination. So the endoscope is something what I sometimes use in spine surgery or as an assistant in microsurgery, but almost never alone. Mm-hmm. Maybe only cases intraventricular cases.
And you also do endoscopic cases like transsphenoidal and pituitary tumor, maybe, or I mean,
yes, to create the approach in the transsphenoidal surgery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Really interesting, because you mentioned something about the endoscopic features which are built in. So this sounds like a nice package for operative neurosurgeon to. In what the knowledge I gained for now, like a nice package of features that improves the operative. Thank you for your answers. I would like to, maybe Marco has some questions also. I don't want to take all the.
Yeah, Marcos, do you have any comments or questions for Darius?
No, I don't have any question.
Okay, that's fine. I have a question, Darius. What are, and I'm not a neurosurgeon, so maybe this might be a pretty simple question, but what are the advantages of robotics? What do you see as the advantages of robotics microneurosurgery versus conventional microneurosurgery?
Oh, you know, the robotic moves some demands on the machine. You know, I'm not very fond of it, but we observe it in the evolution of neurosurgery, especially in spinal surgery, as you know. And now there are some robots available to put, for instance, your transpedicular screws into the spine, and it is something one step more from navigation. It is one step more from navigation, but and perhaps it is the way to the progress. But I still treat it like a supplement to the neurosurgical micro skills. So perhaps in next 50 years, some robots will replace neurosurgeons, but it is future.
Yeah, that probably won't happen anytime soon. Well, I know you're a busy guy, Darius. Thank you very much for taking the time to enlighten us on the machine, and we hope to continue to communicate with you, with Juha and other people from Nepal, and we welcome you to let us know if you have anything you want to say to the neurosurgical community. So thank you guys for coming, and thank you very much, Darius.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me.
Thank you.
Good day.